You know, Louis Brandeis makes this statement when he's discussing matters under the rubric of trust ramifications. He makes this statement, it's very important. He says at the end of the section, after discussing specifically the role of General Electric in the water system, he says, he says, whether or not this great financial power has been used to the particular disadvantage of any rival water power concern is not so important as the fact that such power exists and that it might be so used at any time. This is a very, very important thing. You know, this is the great thing about readings of Mr. Brandeis or Louis Brandeis, the former Justice of the Supreme Court. He says these things, they're very bold. And this is part of American history. It's one of the roles that journalists had. It's one of the reasons why it would make sense that somebody that had been a former journalist and editor, including of articles and even editorials, that were very provocative. And while well received by certain aspects of society, may have been uncomfortable for other aspects of society. It's one of the reasons why it would make sense that such a person would be attracted to the early readings of Louis Brandeis, as they were written and published in a serialized manner in a publication. And also concurrently the readings of Benjamin Franklin, who had a early patriotic printing press among his many other accomplishments that were part of the history of our country. Now, one of the other things that Benjamin Franklin had to deal with was the literal process of production of paper money and the constitutional power to coin money and emit bills of credit lays with Congress. And that ultimately means that any abuses of our monetary system, including illegal coinage and or emitting of inappropriate bills of credit, including in consideration of defrauding individuals or entities of their good faith and credit, also fall with Congress. And so it's important that there are appropriate checks to any abuses or shortcomings of Congress in these regards, especially. I just thought that this would be a very important thing to remember and reflect on at this time.